ohmathgad.
Welcome back everyone. In today's video, we're going to be learning a little bit about the rule of three and we're going to see how it works. So let's begin. Guys, the most important thing about the rule of three is that you have to remember that it is used for problems involving proportions. So proportional relationships as we saw a few weeks ago. The first thing you have to remember is that the rule of three is a mathematical rule that allows you to solve problems based on proportions. That is what I just said. So we can use the rule of three method to calculate the unknown value immediately based on the proportion between two numbers and a third number, right? And again, this method only applies if the sets of numbers follow a proportional relationship. Let's see how it works. So in the problem we're going to see today, it says, a painter uses 8 gallons of paint remodeling 3 bedrooms. If she has to paint 5 more bedrooms, how many gallons of paint will she need? Okay, so the first thing we have to think of is the proportional relationship, right? So we know that there is an amount of gallons of paint per bedroom, correct? So we know that she uses 8 gallons to paint 3 bedrooms. So we're going to express that as 8 divided by 3, right? Because it's gallons per bedroom. And now on the right, we're going to also put the gallons per bedroom, but in this case, we have some value that we do not know. So again, it says if she has to paint 5 more bedrooms, how many more gallons of paint will she need? Here you can see that gallons is going to be in the numerator and then the amount of bedrooms is in the denominator. Now we're given that it's 5 more bedrooms, so it's in the denominator, but we do not know the amount of gallons of paint that she's going to use. So we're gonna call it X because it's an unknown value. We do not know the amount of gallons, right? So what we do is that we're going to say that 8 divided by 3 is equal to x divided by 5. So in order to find x, we're going to cross multiply. So the 8 is going to be multiplied by the 5, and the 3 is going to be multiplied by the x, right? So again, we have 8 divided by 3 is equal to x divided by 5, where 8 and x is the amount of gallons and 3 and 5 are the amount of bedrooms. So when we cross multiply, we're going to go 8 times 5 is equal to x times 3. And now what we do is that we solve it. So 8 multiplied by 5 is going to be 40, and that is going to be equal to 3 times x. Now, in order to find the value of x, what we do is that we divide on both sides by 3. So we get that the value of x, or the amount of gallons of paint, is going to be equal to 40 divided by 3, which is 13.3. And that is going to be the amount of gallons, guys. Another thing we can do is that we can think of the amount of gallons being on one side and the amount of bedrooms being on the other side, right? So you can think of it that way as well. So it's 8 gallons is associated to 3 bedrooms. Now, 5 bedrooms, what is the amount of gallons associated with it? So we do the same thing. We're going to cross multiply. So 8 times 5 is going to be equal to x times 3. As you can see, we are cross multiplying. And again, in order to find the value of x, we divide by 3. And that is going to be 40 divided by 3, which is going to be the value of x. And that is going to be equal to 13.3. So that is the amount of gallons that she's going to need to paint 5 of our bedrooms. Now let's jump into the next one. The next problem says Kara house cows in her animal sanctuary, and she knows that they eat 288 pounds of food in around 6 days. How many pounds of food will the cows consume in the next 30 days? Okay, so again, we have an amount of food per days, and we can express that as a proportion, right? So we know that they eat 288 pounds in around 6 days. And now they're asking us, what is the amount of pounds of food that they are going to eat, so X, in the next 30 days? Again, we're also expressing this as the amount of food per days, correct? So it's the same thing. So in order to find the value of X, we're gonna, again, cross multiply. So 288 is going to be multiplied by 30, and that is going to be equal to 6 multiplied by x, which is the value of the food that we do not know that they are asking. So in order to find the amount of x, or the amount of food, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 6. So the answer is going to be 288 multiplied by 30, which is 8,640, and that is going to be divided by 6. And when we divide by 6, that is going to give us an amount of 1,440 pounds of food in the next 30 days. So there you have it, guys. Now let's try using the other approach, right? So let's try putting the amount of food on the left side and then the amount of days in the right side. So we know that they eat 288 pounds of food in 6 days. But we do not know the amount of food that they consume for the next 30 days. Again, we just cross multiply. So 288 times 30 is equal to 6 times x. And again, the answer is going to be the very same thing. So you can think of this as 2 ways to solve the rule of 3. And this is something that you can use, guys, for any problem with proportional relationships. Now, guys, try solving them yourself. Practice a lot, because practice is key in order to challenge yourself and understand the rule of 3. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Check out these other videos to improve your math skills, and make sure you click that subscribe button to make the community grow. Follow ohmathgad in its social media accounts, drop a like, a comment below, and see you on the next one. Bye!